In this video, I want to talk with you about joints and muscles as lever systems. Now for an endoskeleton, I'll draw an endoskeleton here, and I'll put in 4 muscles. For each of these, I'll show the attachment points. So that's where muscles A, B, C, and D are attaching to the exoskeleton. And for the pivot points, I'll indicate for each one. And you'll need to be told a pivot point or decide it for yourself in each case. I use this as the pivot point for both C and D, and you'll see why in a moment, but I could have arranged the muscles differently and use different pivot points. In all cases, when you're working on these, you always want to take each individual joint and think about just what would happen around that joint with that pivot point. In the case of muscle A here, here's A, here's the 2 parts of the joint we're interested in, and here's the pivot point for A. What I've done here is shown the same thing with the pivot for A, and if A shortens, so if we decide to make A shorter, then that means we'll pull on this portion. So the new position of the joint is going to be back here. So we've moved this part in that direction, it's pivoted around this point, and that means we've moved here. What I recommend people do is take a pen or a pencil and put that pen or pencil on the drawing, and then imagine what would happen if you moved that around the pivot point. In this case, we're going from an angle that might be around 150 degrees to around 160 degrees, getting larger. So A is an extensor. Without words, I'll show you the same things for B, C, and D and let you think about what they are